All right, and welcome to another episode of Flip Class with Mrs. Bond. Go ahead and grab your spiral notebook and your writing utensils. Our objective for this particular lesson is I can analyze the theme and or central idea as well as key and relevant supporting details in order to compose an objective summary. I know you guys may be thinking, oh my goodness, that is a lot, but actually it is not. So we're going to analyze. And what will you be analyzing? You will be analyzing a theme or a central idea, and you will be analyzing key and relevant details. So you're analyzing the theme and you're looking at the details, or you're analyzing the central idea and you're looking at the details. And you're going to use all of those things to help you compose an objective summary. I need for you all to pause the video right here and go ahead and start taking notes. Make sure you have these definitions because they will help you understand what I am expecting you to do, and they will also help you know what is expected of you. So when we're talking about compose means right. When we're talking about objective means facts only. You're not giving your personal opinion. You're not stating how you feel about a particular topic or subject or the author's work. When we're talking about ideas, we're talking about the subjects or the topics that were addressed within the text. When we're talking about a summary, we're talking about a condensed meaning shortened, description of what you read. For example, when you go see a movie and someone asks you, hey, what was the movie about? You do not take them through the entire 2 hour movie. What you do is you give them a summary. You give them a summary by giving them the key and important details. So that's what you're going to do in your writing. When we're talking about central ideas, we're talking about the topics, the beliefs, and or subjects that unify. Unify means bring together the point of the text. Theme, we're talking about moral life lessons and of course the message. And all of these things are supported by key information that gives us deeper insight and meaning. And of course, analyze means to break down the components of the text into pieces so that we can see how they fit together and how they work together. So when you guys come to class on our next meeting, I am going to ask you these following 3 questions. And I've highlighted these terms to help you to know how to answer these 3 questions. So please, make sure you wrote down your definitions. So on another sheet of paper, what I need for you to do is you're going to write down theme, and we're going to quickly review because I know that you all are familiar with theme. So theme is the lesson learned about life, and it's universal. It applies to all people in all walks of life. We're talking about moral, we're talking about someone's belief or a behavior, which focuses on what is acceptable, what isn't acceptable, what is good for them, what goodness means to them, and what evil means to them as well. We're talking about message, we're looking at the point, belief, or thought. That is what we mean. What is the message? What is the point? What is the belief? What is the governing thought? And a theme will consist of a topic plus the lesson learned about that topic. To the right, we have important information that I really need for you to make sure that you write down because you need to know that a theme is something that you have to infer. The author will never come out and say, the theme of this text is. So, what you have to do is follow a complex character. You got to ask yourself, what does he or she learn? This is why it is so imperative that you learn how to annotate in my classroom. And this is why I am a stickler for annotations. You need to make sure you're identifying the conflicts, internal and external. How were the conflicts resolved? These are things that you have to pay attention to. What's an idea that you see in the text that keep on recurring over and over and over again? All right. So central idea is different. Central idea is the topic, belief, or subject that unifies, that brings together the point of the text. Have you ever been in a conversation with someone and they go on and on and on, and you're like, get to the point? Well, that point is the central idea. So that is how you have to think of it when you're reading. You're looking at the details that the author is saying, and then you're saying, okay, so I got the point. The central idea may be explicitly told to you, or you might have to infer. Same thing as theme. You have to look at the information that is there, and then you have to infer. Use those key details to help you make a great assumption of what the central idea is. Central idea is specific to a particular text. It is not universal like a theme. A central idea is typically referred to in nonfiction. However, a central idea can be found in a theme, in a fictional piece as well. It is not the same as a theme. So a fictional piece will have both a central idea and a theme. Over to the right, we know that the central idea is a whole statement. It is not just one word, it's a whole statement about the topic. It is also what is the focus of the text? What are the details revealing about the text? And again, you got to think about central idea. What is this piece of text mainly talking about? Okay. Here's an example. When we look at The Lion King, I took the topic responsibility, and then I asked myself, well, what did Simba learn about responsibility? And that gave me my theme. And then I also looked at, okay, what were the details in the text, or I'm sorry, in the movie saying about responsibility? And that is how I got my central idea. Okay. All righty. So, key and important details. The details do tell. The details do tell. You need to know that the definition of a detail. A detail is a particular piece of information. Yes, it is information. It is the additional information that supports the idea, and it contributes to the ideas that are presented in the text. There are two categories of details. You have major details. This is very, 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 very important. This will help you on your EOC. This will help you in my class. This will help you in any class. You need to know the difference between a major detail and a minor detail. Major detail will always point you back to the central idea. It will give you more information about the topic. A minor detail will give you additional information about a detail. To the right, there is an example. In red, you have the central idea. In the light blue, turquoise, you have the major details. And everything under this is is the minor detail. So you got the central idea, you have the major detail, which is pointing us back to the central idea. And then the elaboration is the minor details, okay? All right, so another slide about details. You need to know that in order to determine the details, you have to ask yourself when we're looking at fiction, which details help to further along the story? What are the events that help us to push the story, to develop the story? Which details help you to understand the main idea? Can you answer the following questions? Who, what, when, where, why, and how? Here are examples of details, especially details that we will see in, oops, let me go back. Details that we will see in our text. I know, I'm trying to make sure that you guys can see this. Well, I have to show you in class. So up under graphs, there it is. It's statistics. So these are the types of details that we will see. These are not the only types. We will see more types as well. But the first four are the ones that we will see mostly in literature. All right, make sure you write that down. So let's talk about summary. I'm going to give you a summary of a summary. A summary is a condensed description of content. In other words, you can summarize anything. It does not include your opinion, and the purpose of the summary is to inform your readers of key and important details. You have to write a summary as if your reader have not seen or read the text. You have to write your summary, so you might want to write that down. If I were you, I would write that down. You have to write your summary as if your reader, the person that's reading your summary, have not read or watched the video or listened to the story or read the text. Okay? You're going to give the purpose and the central idea. If it's relevant or if I call for it, I may say, okay, I want you to use theme instead of central idea. You may have to give the theme as well. Then you're going to summarize. You're going to get the gist of the key details, the major details. Major details. Yes, major details, because the details do tell. Remember, these major details will point us back to the central idea or point us back to the theme. They help us to understand the text. Again, I want you to remember, objective is facts only. Now, critical is where you're going to write an objective summary and then you're going to give me 2 sentences that gives me your analysis or or how you evaluate. You need to look that up. Evaluate. How you're going to evaluate the authors. I don't know how the author addressed the topic. Okay. All right. So this is our academic summary template. You should have this. What we're going to do in class, we're actually going to walk through and fill this out together. Okay. This is very simple though. It says in then you scroll down to the bottom and you see type of text. Well, you got to ask yourself, what type of text am I reading? If you do not know, you have a device in front of you and you can look it up. What you need to do is know that the type of text is dependent upon the characteristics of the text. Okay? Then you're going to get the title of the text. I must have a title of the text. Then you got to get the full name of the author. Then you're going to go down to B and you're going to pick a precise verb. When we're talking about a precise verb, we are talking about the actions of the writer. We're talking about the actions of the writer. We don't want to use state because state is vague. We want to be precise, clear and precise. And here's your tip. To define, if I were you, I would define these verbs, okay? And then after I define the verbs, I would ask myself, is the author performing this particular action? And then topic or issue of the text. For the topic, you know what, you can do one sentence, or you can tell us the conflict. So we will talk more about this in class. And then, you could do, again, go down to C where you see precise verbs plus the word that. So you have to use a precise verb plus the word that. And then right here is where you're going to give me the author's point of the topic. You're going to continue on these lines by paraphrasing the key details right here, okay? All righty. We're going to stop right here. See you in class. Make sure you have your notes. Good night.